is based in the Nordic region. We were established in '91. We primarily do all of our business in the Nordic region at the moment. We have a little bit of business in Europe, but not a lot. Our primary R&D is in Stockholm or in Antwerp. In Stockholm, we make our OS, and in Antwerp, we make our cloud solution. Our OS is called IOPSIS, and it's based on OpenWrt. We only at the moment sell to operators, so it's nothing you can go to, buy off the rack, so to speak. We've been going to these summits since Dublin. We thought Purple was a very interesting initiative, and since 2016 we joined Purple, and we've been co-sharing the high-level API track. So IOPSIS, in 2010 we decided we need to take charge of our operating system. We need to rethink how we do this, and we need to make something really dynamic, something fast to market, something open. We did a lot of market research. We looked around, and the most stable option we found was OpenWrt. And a lot of sweat, a lot of work. We managed to make a carrier-grade version of OpenWrt, and we've been working with it since 7 years. So we've been doing a lot of the same thing that has been discussed of what goes into a carrier-grade OpenWrt. It's management systems, there's security hardenings, there's trying to standardize different parts of OpenWrt. We also have a cloud-based management system that we've added on top to add applications on the fly to an OpenWrt ecosystem. What we've been doing the last couple of years is when we did this journey, we were mostly trying to find a good, stable operating system to sell devices. As we moved along, we started figuring out that IOPSIS could actually stand on its own legs. So what we've been doing the last couple of years is trying to decouple the software from the hardware we were developing as much as possible. And we've got into a very stable versions now, where we've abstracted away as much as possible of what actually was very SoC-dependent code from the beginning to SoC-independent code. So now IOPSIS is actually available as a standalone product. So why Purple? We had a lot of in-house talks and fights and discussions, and how can we develop stuff that's not going to be siloed or stay stale at only Inteno, and how can we kind of hook into the community? How can we get the community involved in what we're doing? And then all of a sudden this summit popped up in Dublin, and we saw like, wow, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is exactly what we want to do. We want to have a good way into the community, somewhere where we can anchor ideas, somewhere where we can get a community on board on a lot of our ideas. So Purple just came a savior, and they really came perfectly in time for us. So what we've been looking at, what we can help Purple with is data models, more community standards. We've been having to work a lot with that, with carrier grades. See if we can make an enterprise version of OpenWrt, and security hardening and automated test frameworks. We've been having everything we do has to be tested, so we've spent a lot of money on automated test frameworks, and that's also something we would like to see how we can get out, how we can decouple it from what we're doing and make it more general and make it more open for OpenWrt. Okay. So, as we said, we've joined the high-level API discussions of OpenWrt. And when we started, we've added more and more OpenWrt devices into a home, and we see that we're selling more and more products where there's multiple devices. And direct out of that, we saw, wow, why aren't these guys talking to each other? Why can't we get like more services where we get lots of OpenWrt devices talking to each other? So we started doing that in-house, and we had our own kind of specialized, standardized way of doing this. But we want to anchor this into the community. So you can buy any OpenWrt off the shelf and get your new service that works with multiple OpenWrt devices. We see lots of products that come out of this. We can centralize configuration where you configure all your OpenWrt from one point. You can upgrade all your OpenWrt from one point. You can do smart routing decisions where you decide that, oh, my packets want to go this way because this is a more optimized route. There's lots of very interesting services that we could add if we can get all your OpenWrt devices in your ecosystem to start talking to each other. So, we sat down, me and my development team, and we sketched down some goals. So what do we want to do? We want to make it a joint community effort. We want to make a high-level API that can be adapted by different software platforms, so it should not only be OpenWrt. We didn't want to make something that was cumbersome, that would be hard to get the community aboard on, so not a big impact on the underlying system. We wanted to define object models which covers the most common functions. So what usually happens in these projects is that everybody takes a huge amount of configuration that they want to do, and it gets bogged down very quickly. But most users only maybe want to set a couple of features, so concentrate on only those features. Stop trying to make enormous data models that are supposed to cover every corner case that's out there. So this is like a pre-talk. My colleague Shukru will show how we implement an implementation where we have a proof of concept. We also have a booth outside where you can come talk to us. We will also have a workshop tomorrow that you can come and listen to what we did. Okay, thank you.
And it's the same presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you open it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Next up, we have Goran from Sentinel, SPS.
No.
Okay.
And he's going to give us another brief sponsor talk. And after that, we'll gather the panelists and then break for lunch.
And here is...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Nice to be here today. My name is